everyone, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I think it's on now. It's Friday, November the 5th, right? It's November the 5th today?
Yeah.
We're very excited. It's been a while since we did our Karista Live TV. And bakit ba it's not often? Because may criteria kami when it's Karista Live TV. It has to be inspirational. It has to be making a difference. And most importantly, it has to provide great value. So, yun ang ating criteria. We're not going to have Karista Live TV kung hindi nami-meet yung tatlong criteria na yon. And so today, I'm pretty sure this edition of Karista Live TV is going to add great value kasi we have an awesome guest. Hi, Irene!
Hello, maraming salamat, Bernadette, for inviting me once again. Magandang hapon sa buong Karista team at syempre sa ating mga viewers, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Ayan. So thank you for greeting everyone. And then some of you know me. My name is Bernadette Lacsamana. I am the CEO, Chief Empowerment Officer, di ba, sa Karista Mortgage, and your mortgage broker as well. And today, joining us is Irene Carabin. Some of you don't know her, so introduce ko lang si Irene. So Irene is one of our Realtor referral partners. And she has been given or recognized as being one of the top 5 RE/MAX Crest masters, diba? So she's just doing an excellent job, and she didn't even know that she had this award. So congratulations, Irene. That's a great honor para sa ating mga Pilipino. I enjoy when Filipinos win this award. Parang kami rin nanalo kasi kababayan.
It's all for us.
Diba? All for us, diba? And somebody said, way to represent. And then the reason why Irene won is we share the same vision. So ang passion ni Irene is to provide great education, great information, tsaka advice to help people make the best decisions when it comes to real estate, diba? And she believes that owning real estate is beyond just owning your own home. It is a great way to grow your money and build wealth for retirement, if done right. Yan ang sabi ni Irene. She also enjoys assisting first-time homebuyers, especially yung mga kababayan natin na nangangailangan ng guidance at suporta during the home buying process. I can attest to that. She's helped a lot of our first-time home buyers, even our staff mate. You were able to help. Thank you, Irene. And one of the things that I enjoy with you is you really think outside the box. A lot of realtors, when we say, ito yung amount na pwede nilang mabili, some of them will say, oh, that's too low, they can't buy. Or, ito po, kailangan natin ng subject. Some realtors will say, hindi yan mananalo kasi may subjects. You've never said that to us, Irene.
No,
you always say, okay.
Right? In this market, yeah.
Yeah, so you've never said that. Every time we have a client that we need you to help, oh, she's a first-time home buyer, they're a first-time home buyer, you've always been willing to help. Okay, magkano yung budget nila? Ito yung mga criteria, ito yung mga conditions. Okay, we'll make it work. And you don't give up. So maraming salamat sa iyong patience. And that's why you won. That's why you were one of the masters, because of your patience and your caring and, of course, your expertise. So, yan.
Oh, thank you for your support too.
You're very welcome. And then now, gusto ko lang i-share, Irene, what's happening in the market today? So yung mga nanonood ngayon, they're very curious. They've been hearing a lot of stories, and sometimes stories may not be sufficient. It's not enough. We need some data, what's really going on. And I think you've prepared a report for us para maintindihan ng ating viewers kung anong nangyayari sa market today. So take it away, Irene.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bernadette. Maganda po na when we are getting our information that we are getting it from the right sources. Kasi syempre po ang ating mga friends and families, they're also looking at the market. But what they're seeing is probably their own opinions. It's always best to look at the numbers, what the real estate experts are saying, because they are they see it day after day. So just to give you some information, by the way, bago ako magpatuloy, gusto ko lang pong i-congratulate ang ating mga viewers ngayon for being here, trying to educate themselves, trying to get some information so that when they go through the process of picking and purchasing their home, they know what's happening in the market, they are more prepared, and they can make their better decisions. So tingnan po natin ngayon, mag-focus po tayo sa Fraser Valley at alamin po natin ano nga ba ang nangyayari sa market ngayon in the Fraser Valley. Ito pong data na ipipresent ko sa inyo, ito po ay galing sa Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. Okay, so gusto ko lang po i-quote ang president ng Real Estate Valley Board. Sabi po ni Larry Anderson, what we're seeing is a combination of above average sales with below average new listings, which is placing strong upward pressure on home prices for all residential categories month after month. So basically, dinidescribe niya po na last October, what the numbers are telling us is that napaka-active po ng market dahil ang dami pong mga properties na nabenta in the Fraser Valley. And yet, yung number of homes na pumasok sa market that month ay below average. Ibig sabihin, mababa pa rin po yung inventory ng mga homes natin. And because of that condition, talaga naman po yung pressure na tumaas yung price is tuloy-tuloy pa rin po. At tumataas ang presyo for all residential properties, whether it's detached, it's townhome, or it's apartment or condo. At they are seeing this upward pressure on home price month after month. So yan po ang overview ng condition ng ating real estate market in the Fraser Valley. So ano po ba yung coverage ng Fraser Valley real estate market? Nakapaloob po dyan ang Surrey, South Surrey, White Rock, North Delta, Cloverdale, Langley, Abbotsford, and Mission. So to give you a better view of what's happening, let's look at some numbers. But I'm only gonna highlight yung ilang numbers lang po dito na that means something to our first-time home buyers. Okay, so let's focus on this one. So these are the numbers for the month of October 2021. If you can see, makikita po natin dyan, ang number of sales last month ay nasa 1,938. The month before that, September, ang number po ng mga properties na nabenta in the Fraser Valley ay 1,866. Last year in October, 2,370. Pero kung i-compare naman po dun sa new listings, ito po yung mga homes that went on the market for sale in October, 2,188. Last year, there were 3,081 homes for sale.
Holy cow.
So, bumababa. Nung September of this year, there were 2,342 versus 2,188. So, makikita po natin na yung inventory ay bumababa. Pero, pag tiningnan nyo naman po ang average price, it's the opposite direction. So last month, ang average price, and this is looking at detached, pinagsama-sama na po nila yung numbers ng detached, ng townhomes, ng mga condos, ang average price lumalabas nasa 1,053,000. Okay, what about in September? Ano yung average price ng properties? 1,025,000.
Oh, wow.
What about last year in October? It was only at 845,833. So as you can see, bumababa po yung inventory ng properties, pero kaya din naman tumataas yung presyo. Another thing, so this is a whole lot of numbers, pero isa lang po ang gusto kong i-point out sa ating mga viewers. So again, this is from the Fraser Valley. Ang data po na ito was just for October. Nandyan po yung ating detached homes, townhomes, and apartments. Ang benchmark price po, ito po yung gusto kong i-point out, is that yung benchmark price is different from the average price. Benchmark price means if you are looking at a particular property in a particular location, this is the kind of price that you can expect. That's
Okay.
benchmark price. So for a detached home in October, ang benchmark price po ng detached was 1 point, let's say, sabihin na natin 1.4 million. In September, ang benchmark price po ng detached was about 1.362,000.
Wow.
Last year, in October of 2020, ang benchmark po ng detached was at 1,046,000.
Okay, so I like to just pause there for a second, Irene. Thank you so much. And then I just wanted to acknowledge Jay Buan Torres. Nice to see you again. And Mary Ann also wanted to say super. And then Irene wants to say congratulations to you, Irene.
Thank
Irene
you.
Ann wants to say congratulations to you as well. So for
Thank you.
your award. And then Mary Ann says, what you're saying is true. I always browse every day. I can see how high the prices are nowadays. I love what you said. Go back to your data there, Irene, when you say benchmark. Para lang maintindihan, I'm going to convert that into a language na mas understandable sa mamamayan. So when you say benchmark, tama ba ako, Irene, when you say, okay, gusto kong bumili ng single detached around the Fraser Valley, I'm looking at 1.4 na ngayon. Is that what yon? So if I say gusto ko makabili ng single detached, most likely if my expectation ang budget ko is 900,
Yes.
it's not gonna happen.
So kung ang figure niyo po ay 900, maybe what you can do is look at a different location or look at a different kind of property.
Okay.
Kasi po kung ang i-expect nyo na detached ang makukuha nyo for that price, mafo-frustrate po kayo.
Okay.
However, ito pong number na 1.4, hindi naman po yan nakataga sa bato. So, pwedeng siguro mga 1.299, 1.450. But, nandoon, you are...
Nandun sa range. Yeah.
Exactly. Nandun sa range. So that it gives you an idea na, okay, with my budget, where do I fit? Parang ganun po.
Yes. Okay, great. So I'm glad we talked about that para maintindihan ng mga nanonood yung word na benchmark. Okay, let's go. Irene, yung iba namang kinds of properties.
Yeah.
Ano
So,
ang ating benchmark?
Kung townhouse naman po ang hanap ninyo, in the Fraser Valley, ang benchmark price po ng townhomes as of last month ay nasa 720,500. Ano naman po ang benchmark price ng townhomes in September, just a month ago or 2 months ago? It was at 707,000. Well, what about last year in October? Ang benchmark price po ng townhome ay 569,200.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
It's really crazy.
Crazy.
Isa po sa nagda-drive din ng presyo pataas ay yung multiple offer situation. Some buyers are willing to pay way above asking price. So the next seller who wants to sell their home in that building, they saw na, okay, well, pareho naman kami ng condition. We've renovated. We have the same square footage. We have the same number of bedrooms. They were able to sell 50,000 above asking. I can say that I can sell at that price. So, that speeds up the rise of the price too, because there are buyers more than there are homes to buy.
Okay, there you go. Wow. Shocking. All right.
So, pag tinignan naman po natin ang condos or apartments, so in October, just last month, 514,000 ang benchmark. In September, 504,500. What about last year in October? You would be looking at 434,000.
Oh my gosh.
Makikita po natin ang bilis ng pag-appreciate ng value where we live. Okay, so ito naman pong graph na to, gusto ko pong ipakita sa inyo yung trend when it comes to benchmark prices in the Fraser Valley. So for the longest time, way back in 2005, makikita po natin, ito pong red line, yan po yung detached homes. Townhomes yung green, yung mga condos yung purple. So back in 2005 all the way to about 2016, medyo stagnant yung presyo, di ba? Except for detached, medyo makikita mo slightly increasing until pumasok yung 2017, biglang tumaas. And then pumasok yung 2019 and COVID came, medyo nag-shutdown lahat, nobody knows what's happening. Yet, tumataas pa rin yung presyo as what we can remember from last year na talagang parang yung pagbili ng bahay, parang bumibili ka ng toilet paper sa Costco, parang agawan din. And that upward um, direction continues up to 2021. And as we can see, from looking at this, what we can expect is it gonna continue to go up? Is it gonna continue to go, or is it gonna go down eventually? As we can see, the past, few years, patuloy po ang pagtaas ng presyo. At syempre, makikita natin din yung market conditions. Mababa yung inventory, what do you expect? Diba?
Yeah. Can you go back to that? It's funny, as I was looking at that, that's one of the things that I like looking at is a pattern. So one of the things that I noticed as a pattern, if you look at yung price ng 2018 sa purple line, sa apartments, right? And if you look, kailan na hit ng single detached yung price na yon, it was around 2015. Am I reading it right?
Yeah.
So yung 2018 price there, kailan na hit ng single detached yung price, which is about over 400,000. Na hit ng ng red line nung 2005, right?
Right, yes.
Okay, so basically 2018 minus 2005, you are looking at what, 13 years? So what I'm saying is 13 years from now, yung value ng apartment magiging yung value ng single detached ngayon if you follow that trend.
Good way to look at it, yes. Well, hopefully 13 years lang.
Oh, yes. That's scary. Because if you look at the prices of single detached houses right now, yung prices ng 2018 ng single detached, which was about $1 million. May crazy kung in 10 years or more time, magiging million na yung apartment. Holy crap.
And who would have thought na yun nasa Fraser Valley, even in Mission in Chilliwack, na ang presyo ng bahay is about $1 million na rin? Who would have thought that, just a year ago when you can still buy homes there for 500,000? Ngayon, with new developments, because the demand is there.
Right. And also, yung mga nanonood ngayon, sabihin, imposible yan, Bernadette, na maging ang mga apartments sa Fraser Valley maging million. Well, you can't say that's impossible because if you look in Vancouver, there are apartments that are selling for $1 million. So all you have to do is compare yung prices sa west, because eventually yung price dito sa east is going to follow. So this is why it's a very good idea to look at the patterns instead of just the now. And then you can act accordingly. So thank you so much. That was a great insight na nakita ko. Oh my goodness. Within 12 years, I'll be crazy.
And that's why it's so great to own your home. Dahil pag nag-appreciate yung value, your property is appreciating with the market. And you're not doing anything. You just live in it. You're sitting there. But it's going up in price. Syempre,
Yes.
pag ni-renovate mo, mas double ang appreciation. So there are so many ways on how you can take advantage just by having a property versus mag-rent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so you have another slide for us.
Yeah. So, para naman po sa ating mga viewers na nag-iisip, nako, looking at these numbers, Irene, how? So, I want to let you know na kung desidido po kayo, kung nag-iisip po kayo to start looking into buying your own home, it is always a good time to buy real estate. Okay, but given that the real estate market right now is so busy, and we are first time home buyers. We don't have an equity from a previous property to, napagkunan ng down payment, etc. So how can we win in this busy real estate market? What I can tell you is this.
Okay, bigyan natin ng suspense. Before Irene reveals her secrets of trade, which help her become successful, we want to take this opportunity to invite people who are watching today to attend our last first-time home buyer webinar for the year. This is the last one for 2021. Ito po siya, it's happening on November 18. So that's a Thursday at 6:30 Tagalog po siya. So we're sending the link how you can join. It's free. It's Tagalog. I promise we're not going to charge anything. And it's not like other events. They don't charge anything. And then after that, they charge something. And we don't believe in that. So if you want to know more, we're sending you here how to register. And we've educated lots and lots of first-time home buyers. So hopefully you can join us. We have speakers for that day. Meron po tayong lawyer, meron po tayong inspector, and meron tayong first-time home buyer who's been very successful, and then you can ask her all your questions about her journey. Sometimes, pag sinabi ko, sabihin niyo, sinasabi ko lang kasi broker ako, but coming straight from the mouth of a fellow first-time home buyer, you're probably going to get better, deeper, and more valuable insights. So thank you for that. Okay, Irene, without further ado, reveal those secrets that made a lot of first-time home buyers win today.
I would say really to be successful is just keep doing it. There's really no secret to it other than just keep doing what you're doing. Look at listings, keep making offers. Eventually, you will get your first home. Para naman po dun sa mga nag-iisip na, well, we don't know, can we afford it? Do we have enough money? Do we have this? Do we have that? Is this the right time? With all those questions, ang first step is makipagkita po kayo sa mortgage broker, get pre-approval, call Karista Mortgage, talk to Carol, talk to Rachel. They can help you, guide you, tell you what you need para makakwalify for a pre-approval. That's the first step at libre po iyan. Gusto ko pong sabihin sa ating mga kababayan, hindi nila kailangang mag-reserve ng fee for any of that. Call the number and start talking and start asking questions. Once you get your pre-approval at ready na po kayong maghanap ng property, the best mindset is don't get attached to the property yet when you don't have it yet. Bakit po? Kasi minsan makikita natin yung property na gusto natin, and then magsisimula na tayong mag-envision ng ating future. We're gonna have get-togethers at the dining table, here in the living room, here in the kitchen is where we're gonna cook our favorite meals. Naku, wala pa po tayong accepted offer. Tingnan lang po natin yung home na yon like a building. May bubong, may pinto, may bintana, that's it. Kasi ayaw nating ma-frustrate. Kung hindi natin makuha yung bahay, it's okay, we can move on to the next. So don't get attached to the home hanggat hindi pa final yung purchase. Pangalawa po, don't wait for the perfect conditions to buy because they don't exist. Pwede po nating isipin na, okay, teka lang, ano pa kasi ako, nag-iipon pa ako, konti na lang for a down payment. Minsan, what we don't know, and we can't act on it. Minsan, hindi lang naman kasi yung down payment yung kailangan nating pag-isipan. We also need to prepare our credit score. We need to make sure na yung ating employment history is also solid. Kasi maya-maya, habang nag-iipon ka, gusto mong lumipat ng trabaho, don't do that. Because the lender will also look at your employment history. Pangatlo naman po, differentiate opinion from expert advice. Naririnig ko, sabi ng iba, kasi sabi nung kaibigan ko, bababa naman po yung presyo ng property next year.
Yes.
That's great that we have friends and family who care about us. But like what I said, it's different when you are getting information that is based on comparables, properties that have sold in the area. You know what's happening in that particular town. rather than kasi na-experience niya yon, therefore baka ganun din ang mangyari sa akin. Naku, wag po. It's best talk to your realtor, ask for guidance, ask for their advice because they are the ones who can really tell you what is, they can give you the right information. Also naman, when you start looking for a home and make offers, expect na you will most likely be in a multiple offer situation because that's just how it goes where we live. Talagang fast-paced po ang real estate market. So, when you are in a multiple offer situation, instead na ma-carry away po kayo, mag-offer higher, 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 decide on your ceiling price and stick with it. Nakita nyo yung property, gustong-gusto nyo, you're gonna do everything to get it. Before you even do that, just talk to your partner and say, okay, our pre-approval is this much. This is our ceiling price. Beyond that, that's just it. Okay? That way, hindi po kayo mafo-frustrate. It's good na you know where you are, and beyond that, look another way. It's fine. So, yun po, kung nag-iisip po kayo na magsimula, tumingin-tingin for your first home, those are the things. So, don't be emotional about it. Don't delay and get the right information and also decide what is your ceiling price. That's the highest price you can afford based on your finances, but so that you can still live the lifestyle that you want. Ngayon, in a situation where it's a multiple offer situation, how do you win in that situation naman po? Like I said, most likely you will encounter this situation. And if, let's say, nag-offer kayo first time, it was a multiple offer situation, you didn't get the home, that's fine. Don't feel frustrated. Don't think na, oh, then how are we ever gonna be able to afford? How are we gonna be able to find our first home? Oh, yes, you will. Just keep looking. Just keep offering. You will find your home. Expect multiple offers will happen. That's just the name of the game in real estate where we live. So expect that. Minsan, it'll take 3 offers bago kayo magkaroon ng accepted offer, bago kayo, makahanap na, oh, ito talaga. It's okay. Sometimes that 3 times is even 5 times, sometimes 7 times. As long as you know kung ano yung kakaharapin nyo when you start looking for a home, then you don't get frustrated. Ganun lang po talaga.
I love what you said to keep trying, and the perfect analogy that I can say is yung bata who's trying to walk. Kapag nadapa, can't walk, did the kids stop? No, they kept trying and trying until eventually marunong siyang maglakad. Ganon din po tayo pagdating sa real estate. We have a client, alam mo, Irene, 13 offers. They were ready to give up. And then, ang frustrating pa, they've tried to make an offer, no subject, above asking, di pa rin nananalo. So they've tried everything. And kudos to them. We gave them such a great a pat on the backs kasi talagang hindi sila nag-give up in no matter how much frustrated. Kasi po, the moment you throw in the towel, the moment you give up, that's it. You have no more shot to your dream, di ba? Pati yung nakarating kayo ng Canada, did you give up? No, ganun din po sa pagbili po ng bahay. Just keep trying and keep trying kasi you're going to learn.
Yes.
When you make an offer, you don't win. Hindi yung, that's it, the world is horrible, I'm terrible, I give up. No, the best question to ask is, how can I use it? How can I use this result or this outcome? And then second, what can I learn from it? Because I guarantee you, your second offer will be better than the first. Your third offer will be better than the first 2. Your fourth offer, because you keep learning and on how to be better at it until eventually makukuha nyo siya. And then I love what you said about yung presyo. I keep hearing that in my last 18 years. Yeah, I've been in this industry for so long. I've heard that prices are going to go down. But if you recall yung table na binigay ni Irene, there was no down. It was like slowly going up. And then kasi po, the best example I can give you, yung po bang mga alahas bumababa ng presyo? Di ba over time? May alahas yun eh. This is land. This is housing. This is a basic need of man. Maski po yung bottled water, over the years tumataas, yung pa kayang real estate. So that's a myth na bababa. And if it does, if there's a dip in ever you see, it's just compared to last month, but not over a long period of time. So hopefully, yung mga chismis na yon, you can get rid of that para naman po you empower yourself. Anything na nangyayari po sa buhay natin, dapat we use it to learn and empower instead of pull ourselves down. So thank you for that. Thank you for that lesson, Irene. Any other tips for our buyers?
So for example, in a multiple offer situation naman, binibigay ko pong advice sa mga first-time home buyers is, if you are in a multiple offer situation, give it your best price already. Don't say na, let's say the price it's listed for 400,000. You're in a multiple offer situation. You're pre-approved for 450,000. Okay, let's offer 390. Of course, you can offer 390.
Tawad Pinoy.
And there's nothing wrong with offering the price that you're comfortable with. Pero what I can tell you is this: in a multiple offer situation, everyone's gonna offer their best price. It is most likely above asking price because the other buyers know they're competing. Those other buyers, they have been competing for maybe 3 times, 4 times. They know the game already. They're not gonna offer below asking because they know they don't have a chance. That's just how it is. So give it your best price from the start, whatever that may be. Whatever that may be, kayo lang po yung nakakaalam ng best price ninyo. The realtor can give you advice, can give you, it's your consultant. Pero at the end of the day, kayo pa rin po ang mag-decide ano ba yung best price for you. Another thing is, when you are in a multiple offer situation, and this I find time after time very helpful, is to get a pre-approval letter from your mortgage broker. I know Karista Mortgage is very efficient with this. When we tell them we're in a multiple offer situation, we're going to submit the offer tonight, pre-approval letter right away, it's there. Gamitin po natin yan to strengthen your offer. Bakit po mahalaga yung pre-approval letter ng buyer dun sa seller? It's because it's like this. If I am the seller and I have 5 offers in front of me at pinili ko yung pinaka-highest price, pero merong isang offer na hindi highest price, pero meron siyang pre-approval from the mortgage broker. That's telling me their offer is solid because their mortgage broker who looked at their finances approved them for their offer and say, yes, they can finish the sale. They're not gonna back down. They will be pre-approved. They are pre-approved already and the lender will go ahead because tiningnan na yung kanilang finances. Whereas there could be another offer na they're not pre-approved, they saw the house, they loved it, they want to offer the highest price. How do you even know that you are qualified to purchase a property for that price when you haven't even talked to a mortgage broker or a bank? That's why some offers collapse because marirealize na lang ng buyer na, we didn't get approved by the lender. So now that property goes back on the market. So me being the seller picking the wrong one, now I have to wait another offer. I have to do more showings. So that's why some sellers will look at the best offer, not only with the highest price, but they want to look at everything. They want to make sure that your offer is solid and you will proceed with the sale. That's why pre-approval letter means so much. So have that ready when you're making an offer. Another thing is, be flexible with your completion and possession date. And this is very easy para sa ating mga first-time home buyers because most of the time when we are renting, we don't really have to worry about selling our property. So, pwede nating tanungin dun sa seller through your agent, ano ba yung completion and possession date na preferred ng seller? That's what you put in your offer. You're making it easy for the seller to pick you because now they don't have to worry about, oh, how are we going to make it work? Because we have to sell before we buy our next home. Now, what are their dates? You're basically telling the seller, we are flexible with our dates. When would you like to move? That's when we'll take possession. It's so much easier for the seller to pick your offer it if your dates are have the right timing. And then once na nagawa nyo na po lahat yun, you gave your best price, you have your pre-approval letter, your dates are preferred dates by the seller. You know what else makes a big, big difference? Is writing a letter to the seller. So pag nakita nyo yung home, take note of ano ba yung mga details na makikita mo sa bahay na talagang nagustuhan mo as a buyer. And then try to communicate that in the letter. Why is that important and why does that make a difference? May mga sellers po na they don't want to let go of their home because they love it so much. It's so important to them because they've been there for 20 years. They bought it when they were also first-time home buyers. Doon lumaki yung kanilang mga anak. The history in that home is so huge. It's so hard for them to let go. But they have to move because they got a job somewhere else or they need to downsize or whatever it may be. So what are they going to do? They want the next buyer to make sure that their home will be taken care of. Gusto nilang isalin yung next ownership dun sa tao na mag-a-appreciate ng kanilang home the way they did. And I can tell you a story. Just about 2 weeks ago, my buyer, we were in a multiple offer situation for a condo in Coquitlam. Sabi sa akin ng listing agent, you know what, Irene? You know why the sellers picked you guys? It's because of your heartfelt letter. I didn't write it. The buyers write it. Pero sabi niya, kasi naman talaga, when the buyers gave me the letter, their family letter that they wrote for the seller, talaga naman, nakakatuwa kasi talagang sinabi nila dun sa letter na talagang nagustuhan nila yung bahay, the 3 bedrooms work for them, they can see themselves eating at the dining table near the kitchen, there's a patio that is perfect for their puppy. Talagang na-envision na nila yung kanilang future doon. You want to communicate that in the letter. Sabi sa akin ng listing agent, the seller bought this home when as a this was also their first home, and so they really can relate to your buyers who are also first time home buyers, and they just love that letter. Now, when does this come to play, this letter? Let's just say that there are 3 offers at yung presyo nyo ay, the difference is not so high. Let's say 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 difference between the 3 offers. What makes a big difference when there's an emotional attachment, you're trying to get attention from the seller na sinasabi nyo, well, it is more meaningful if these buyers get it because they love our home just like we love it. And that's it. So hopefully those things you take advantage, because in this multiple offer situation, it is really tricky. It can be overwhelming. It can be frustrating at times. But just try to use the tools that you have in your pocket. That way you can strengthen your offer. Yun lang po. And if you want to know more details, if you have questions, you can get a hold of me, contact me. My email is irene.caribbean@gmail.com. There's my phone number and my website. Feel free to email me or call me if you have any other questions or you want information.
Ayan. So you were on a roll there, and I didn't want to disturb you because those were valuable nuggets. And to some of you, sometimes it helps when I share what I picked up, and I'm just reinforce the learning. First of all, the comment from Mary Ann: I had experienced making okay, I had experience making offers, but no luck. I keep saying to myself, it's not meant for me because there's always a better one for me. And that is proven for sure. Again, in 18 years, I've said this to my clients. It's like a bus. Buying home, it's like buying opportunity. It's like a bus. There's always a next one. Number one, and number two. Sometimes the universe, God, has a better plan for you, and sometimes you become super arrogant in thinking you know best. and lahat po ng kliyente namin, it doesn't work out. Like I mentioned to you, yung naging 13th offer na nanalo, it was the best for them, and they were very happy about the end result. So yan, if you have faith, positive faith that it's going to work out, it's going to work out for you. But if you say, oh my God, this is not right for me, and negative faith ang pinapairal nyo, of course, that's what's going to happen also. And then yung mention mong pre-approval letter, that is a very good strategy. So hopefully yung mga buyers out there will use that. That has helped a lot of our clients win. And Irene also mentioned something, yun nga, it saves the seller the uncertainty na baka hindi matuloy. It saves them, money, time, pag pinili kayo. And you also stand out. Kung merong 15, tas ikaw lang yung may letter, you stand out. Then you're not just another offer. You become different. And then finally, yung letter, for sure. The sellers love the home. Some people treat their house like their baby, and then you say you love their baby. People make an emotional decision and they rationalize it. So the realtor will obviously say, why are you going to do that? It's less offer. And then they rationalize why. And love is a powerful motivation for a lot of people, love and connection. So that letter, you stand out, you're different than the others, you care. Kaya they'll be like, oh yeah, I love these people. I have a lot of clients again who won, Irene's clients who won because of that strategically placed letter. And it's very important na kayong sumulat, hindi yung realtor.
Yes.
Why? Because the realtor is not buying it. So the letter from the realtor is going to sound so different. There's no emotional reasons. There's no emotional considerations kung realtor ang gagawa. Most likely it's not real, it's not heartfelt, and so it's not going to be effective. So those were very wonderful strategies. So, diba? So binigay sa inyo ni Irene, and hopefully that will empower you para sa inyong next offer. And we have a comment here from Raquel. Thanks to both of you. These are all valuable information. Yay! Our work is done. That's what I like seeing. And whenever we see feedback about like that, it's our motivation to keep going. Another comment here from Maria Cristina Perilia. Thank you, Miss Irene. Very informative and helpful for a journey to our first home buying experience. More power to you and to Karista Mortgage. Thank you so much. This is our motivation, our motive for action each time we feel that the information we're sharing is inspiring and empowering to you all. So any other questions from the viewers? Nothing? Mary Ann San Jose says here, always grab the opportunity. If you get a pre-approval, don't delay. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Parang, kasi if you don't have a pre-approval, parang kang susugod sa gera, wala kang bala. Like you really don't know kung ano yung budget mo, yung mga steps na kailangan mong tandaan and everything. And some people say, I don't want to get a pre-approval yet because I'm not ready yet. Okay.
Another thing I want to add to that is that when you have a pre-approval, and tama yun, I agree, don't delay. You know why? Meron akong, our clients, they would say, you know what, Irene, last year, I got pre-approved too.
Yes.
We were looking for a townhome. Pero yung townhome na yan now, we can't afford it. It's so true. As you can see, yung trend is pataas. So they could have bought a townhome before for 600,000, pero yung townhome na yun ay 700,000 na. Luckily, naka-afford pa rin sila ng townhome this year. Pero that's the thing, yung pre-approval mo, take advantage of that because prices go up and yung finances natin doesn't go up as fast as
That's
the
fast.
Philippine market. We don't get a salary increase as high as the prices go up. So we cannot match yung appreciation ng value. So if you have the pre-approval, run with it and go get your home.
Absolutely. I love what you said with the rule change. I had a buyer before 1 million dapat yung mabili. Bumaba na yung pre-approval nila now to 500,000. So nakakalungkot. It's just because the rules have changed, rates have changed, and what have you. Maurice McGowas. Thank you, Irene and Karista Mortgage, for this very informative session. You're very welcome. I really value your feedback. And then, Marianne, thank you for all of this, Miss B, for inviting guests that give us more information. Absolutely. And if there's any guest that you want us to invite, by all means, type in their name and we would love to have them. Irene has given us her time. You know, when we invite a guest, akala ng mga tao, it's so easy, eh? They just sit there and what you don't know, a guest would probably spend 10, 15 hours preparing for that presentation that was like 10, 15 minutes. It's just because they have to curate the information. They have to see the highlights. They can't just repeat the numbers that they see on the table. They have to make sure that they pick those valuable information data that will empower you and inspire you to move forward. So thank you for that feedback. Any other questions for anyone from the audience here? Oh, follow us on social media, on Facebook. And we also are on YouTube and Instagram because we are really motivated to keep educating, sharing valuable information sa ating mga kababayan. Oh, we have a question here. Wonderful. Okay, question. Next. I can't read it. So how long will it take to process for pre-approval after we submitted the requirements? Oh, thank you for that question. Typically 24 to 48 hours if the information you submitted is complete. And the reason why it has to be complete, like what you said, when we pre-approve, we give a letter, eh? We give a letter to the seller, the selling agent. So it's very important that it's accurate. So typically sa pre-approval, first of all, there's a discovery call. So we're going to share a link here. Book your discovery call with a Karista relationship manager who's also a mortgage broker. Over the phone, based on the data that you have, they'll tell you an approximate amount. Then you get the information already. And after the discovery call, then they will suggest, if you would like, to proceed with the pre-approval. Dun sa pre-approval, the relationship manager, mortgage broker, is going to tell you the documents that we need. Now, it's very important to submit those documents kasi nga po, yun po yung basehan for the lenders to approve you. So the discovery call is free, no obligation. It's an informal chat to tell you what you qualify for, so you get the information right away, and then alam nyo kung worth it to proceed with the pre-approval. And then the pre-approval, as I said, is going to be 24 to 48 hours. So that is a very valuable question. Thank you, Maria, for that. Next question, what are the documents? Oh, you are so smart. Thank you. The typical documents we need is if you are employed, we will ask for the last two recent T4s. So T4 for 2020 and T4 for 2019. Two recent pay stubs. And then we will also ask for information about the amount of money that you have available for down payment. We won't ask for the bank statements for the down payment yet. We just want to know that. And then most importantly, we'll need your consent to check your credit. Now, why do we need to check your credit? Well, of course, the bank's not just going to give you blanket loan, even though you have the income, even though you have the down payment, without checking your credit history, if you are disciplined with regards to handling small debts. Because if you are disciplined in handling small debts, then they can give you a bigger loan. So yun po siya. Napakadali po. Two recent pay stubs, T4, and a consent to pull your credit. Typically, it will take you about 15 minutes to gather those documents. So it's fairly easy. Thank you for that. Next question, as buyers, do we pay the... Oh my gosh, that's a very very good question. Okay, I want you to answer this, Irene. Please answer
Yes.
this.
So buyers, do we pay the realtor and mortgage broker? No, you don't. You don't pay. When you're buying, you are not paying the realtor. And most of the time, 99% of the time, you are not paying the mortgage broker as well. There are instances where you do, but for the most part, if it's a regular transaction, you are not paying the mortgage broker. When you're selling your property, you pay your realtor a commission. Pero when you're buying, it does not cost you to have a realtor. And I strongly recommend that, you know, get a realtor na you feel comfortable with, na because in this purchasing transaction, you want to make sure that you can communicate with the realtor para masabi mo ano ba talaga ang gusto mo. Kasi minsan, yung gusto mo hindi naiintindihan ng realtor, it just makes the process more difficult. At ang lagi ko ding sinasabi dun sa mga nag-iisip is, don't worry, there is no fee to talk to a mortgage broker. Give them a call, ask all the questions you have. Don't delay. It won't cost you anything. Yay!
Yan. Yay! Excellent. Right. So nakakita siya ng libre sa Canada. Haha! These are realtors and mortgage brokers are professionals. We have high guidelines to keep our licenses and what have you. So, and it takes us many, many years to hit a level of expertise for you all. So this is something that's free and valuable for you to have. So thank you. Next question. We have money for down payment, but we have loan for our truck. Is it possible for us to get a pre-approval? Oh my goodness. You know, anytime a question starts with, is it possible? The answer is yes. It's absolutely possible because we're going to take into consideration your current income and your down payment. And based on that, there's what we call your buying power. So we're going to tell you, if you keep this truck loan, this is your buying power. This is how much you can buy. If you don't, this is your buying power. This is how much you could buy. Then you have the power to decide which course of action you're going to do. The worst mistake that people will make is, oh, Sam, my friend told me if I have a car loan, I can't buy. So please don't do that. So please do your best to get informed before you make a decision. The best thing that you can do for yourself is to have an informed decision versus a decision based on haka-haka or baka mangyari. So thank you for that question. Any other question? None? Irene, any, get pre-approved. Yan po yung link for the pre-approval. And again, a special reminder for our upcoming first-time Pinoy first-time homebuyer webinar for Pinoy's Tagalog po yan. We are known for providing the most education para po sa mga Pilipino. Tagalog po, again, it's free. Bakit ba puro free? Kasi po, kung lalo po kayong hindi bibili, lalo po kayong hindi magpapa-educate, kung there's a balakid, there's a charge. So we found it very helpful when we provide this free information at Tagalog. Kasi minsan po, yung mga terminology, nakakalito, nakaka-intimidate, and sometimes you also notice that sometimes people don't feel comfortable asking sa mga ng English because they feel like, oh my gosh, baka if I ask this question, they think that I hindi ako marunong or whatever, which is not the case. It's just some terminologies are too difficult to understand. So we're going to do that, remove that from you. We're going to share ano yung mga mistakes na dapat nyong iwasan, paano po yung proseso. And then again, I repeat, meron tayong first-time home buyer. She's watched, marami na po siyang pinanood na webinar. And also, she's watched many of our live TV to arm herself, to educate herself. Kaya nung bumili po siya ng bahay, it was so priceless. We were so proud of her. So hopefully you all can join us for this event. Irene,
yes.
Any final comments for our viewers?
Congratulations again sa ating mga viewers. Sabi ko nga, the fact that you are here getting information, educating yourself, knowing about the real estate market, nothing could be better than that in preparing to purchase your first home, because that's exactly what you need. Know what you need so that when you are ready to make a decision, you are making the right decision. I also want to let you know that as you can see, our market right now is very fast-paced. Pag nagtitingin po kayo ng mga listings, for example, in other real estate websites like like Realtor.ca, minsan po yun ay hindi up to date. So even if nakalagay doon active listing, you send it to your realtor, please check if this is still available. It's been 20 days. Most likely that property has an accepted offer. The best thing is look at those properties or listings na pinapadala sa inyo ng inyong listing agent. Why? Kasi nasala na nila yon, na-filter na nila yon, and those are the listings that came on the market today. So yun ang mga up-to-date listings, dun po tayo mag-concentrate. Of course, you can look anywhere. It doesn't hurt. Why not? It's just that because our market is so fast-paced that look at as many listings as possible. And kung ilan man yon, give your realtor 7, 10 properties that you want to look at this weekend. Most likely, ang available lang dyan, 4 na lang. So send your realtor as many listings as possible. That will help you in speeding up the process para mabilis yung makita yung bahay ninyo.
There you go. So thank you so much, Irene. There's the contact information for Irene. If you have any real estate related questions, please feel free to contact Irene para matulungan niya kayo. So that's it, I think, for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Irene, for your time, for your preparation, for your valuable information. I think you've armed a lot of our viewers on how to win in this crazy market, and if they don't win, to how to persevere and have faith that it's all going to work out, because as for Marianne San Jose said, if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. It's going to come for you. So just have faith and trust that the right property will come. Keep at it, keep pushing, because the more you stay the course, the more successful you become. So thank you so much, Irene. I appreciate you.
And I also want to leave this one thing to our viewers na, it's always a good time to buy real estate. It's always a good time to buy real estate. It's just a matter of knowing about that property, studying about that property, reading the strata documents, so it's a good purchase. But when do we buy real estate? Is it today? Is it next year? It's always a good time to buy real estate. Thank you, Bernadette, and thank you din sa ating mga viewers for their wonderful comments.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Happy home shopping. Bye for now.